Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Assemblywoman Cottie Petrie-Norris here with us. Well, it's been a while. How are you?
It has. Good morning. I'm well. Always good to see you, Lisa. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm really glad that, you know, I think the last several times that we've been talking, it's always been about COVID-19 this, COVID-19 that.
Yes.
And maybe this will be the last time we have to actually talk about it. We kind of hope, right?
Yes, yes, we do hope. And I do feel like we have finally reached that light at the end of the tunnel. Case counts, hospitalizations are down all across the country, and particularly here in California. And I think while we're paying close attention to some recent spikes in Europe and in some other states,
yes,
I think we're feeling confident.
Good. Well, I'm glad, because I know that lots of people are feeling healthy.
Yeah.
They don't feel like there's as much risk.
Yeah.
Although we still do have these mask mandate things that are still in place. Now, those are going away when?
So the mask mandate in California is
completely gone,
Is
right?
gone.
Okay, so I know there was some discussion about maybe taking away the masks on airplanes. Do you know anything about that?
That is a federal decision, and I have
What do you
heard
hear?
that is. I have heard that too could be an imminent change if the trends we're seeing continue to be so favorable.
Well, we can certainly hope so, because I'm sure you've traveled and you know how fun that really is. So it isn't all that much fun. All right, so there are obviously vaccines are available across the board for everybody. Boosters, what do we know about that?
Well, I think that the good news is, even as we see cases start to rise, we really do have the vaccines, the treatments, and the therapies to enable us to continue to beat COVID-19.
Okay.
And I think as most of your viewers are probably aware, President Biden authorized a second booster shot for adults now.
Yes.
And there's treatments like Paxlovid. And Paxlovid is available for folks that are high risk who do contract COVID. Okay. And it's a couple of things that I want to make sure folks know, because we've been hearing people aren't sure who's eligible to receive that or even how to access it. So Paxlovid is intended for anyone who is in a high-risk group. And you need to make sure that you contact your doctor right away, because it's only effective if you begin to take it within the first 5 days of symptoms onset.
Okay.
But it's incredibly effective. And again, it's just incredible that the science that we have and the resources that we now have available to enable us really and truly, I think, to move on from this.
When we were suffering with the flu there for, we always do, but there's a number of years where I think it was worse, and Tamiflu came along, right? So is that kind of like, it's not treating the same thing, but it's sort of like that.
Exactly.
We have to start it quickly.
Similar concept, that if you do get COVID, if you're in a high-risk group, reach out to your doctor right away, because Paxlovid is available. Okay,
all right, fantastic. Now let's talk about the market. Obviously, many businesses had to close. Some seem to be starting open. New ones are coming along. So is there kind of a shift?
Well, I know you and I have talked a lot about the work that I've been doing to support our local small businesses. And as someone who was a small business owner at one point myself, I'm really passionate about our local businesses. They're the heart and soul of California's economy. And as you said, so many of them were hard hit by the pandemic. We're seeing job growth is coming back. Our small business package that we were able to pass during the COVID-19 crisis delivered $4.4 billion of assistance to California businesses. And here in Orange County, we were able to provide grant funding for almost 4,000 of our small businesses.
Now, a lot of businesses, as well as even our departments, are really struggling to get people to apply for jobs. Why? Do you have any idea what people are doing out there, that they're able to support themselves? I don't get it.
I will tell you, I think it's been, I think it's one of the big mysteries of the world right now is the degree to which we are seeing this labor shortage. And I think we have seen the Great Resignation everywhere, across all sectors, even in the legislature. We have seen a record number of folks who have decided not to run for office this year, I think both at the state level and at the federal level. Right. So I think we're seeing it across the board, and it is making it that much harder for our small business owners to move on.
Well,
but it is. My son just turned 15 a couple days ago, Lisa, and so he's got his job application, and he's ready. He's ready to get to work.
There's a lot of opportunity out there. I mean, I know that you said that they were reporting, they're reporting growth, and then I know that they've been touting the job numbers. But is that actually new jobs, or are those jobs that were already here and now they've been filled?
A lot of it, we are still in recovery. So we are still employment rates here in California are still lagging where they were pre-pandemic. But growth in the last couple of months has been really strong. And so I think we're seeing some encouraging numbers. But there's certainly still a long road ahead for California.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like not even just us, but there's still a lot of places that are having some trouble. All right, innovation and growth. What do you mean by that?
Innovation and growth. Well, one of the things that I'm also really passionate about is, even before the pandemic, but I think particularly in the midst of the pandemic, we saw California life sciences companies really step up and deliver the groundbreaking treatments, cures, vaccines that enabled us to recover from this pandemic. And just a couple days ago, I was joined by Dee Myers, who is the senior advisor to Governor Newsom and the director of the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development. And we joined a local company, Massimo, as they were announcing, they were reviewing some of the work that they did in the midst of the COVID pandemic, and then some of the groundbreaking work that they are doing to combat the opioid epidemic, which is another area that's really a priority, and I think a really grave concern for all of us, and I think frankly particularly for me as a mom with 2 teenage boys. So we're spotlighting some of the work that's being done here, and one of the things that I championed was the restoration of California's research and development tax credit, which really is one of the most important levers that we can pull to incentivize investment and growth in our innovation economy.
Well, we certainly need to keep incentivizing for companies to stay in California and come to California. And hopefully that will happen as time goes on, because I know that many people, which is undeniable, that people are leaving California based on some things that have been happening.
Yeah,
so hopefully we can change that.
Yeah, California, we are a global capital for tech, for the life sciences, for aerospace, advanced manufacturing. And we've got to be really intentional about the policies and the strategies that we adopt to ensure that we maintain that position and we continue to attract these companies, these innovators, and most importantly, these jobs.
Exactly. All right, good to know. All right, well, of course, now we have to, talk about gas. And our gas prices are through the roof. And many states have decided that they were going to cut their gas tax. And we have not decided to do that. Why not?
Well, Lisa, as you know, with the war in Ukraine, gas prices are soaring all across the country and certainly here in California. And so many of our constituents are feeling incredible pain at the pump right now. The proposal that I have put forward, along with the support of a number of my colleagues, would provide a $400 rebate to Californians. And that $400 rebate is effectively the equivalent of a year-long gas tax holiday for most California drivers. And you asked, why don't we just cut the gas tax? And I'll tell you, there's a couple of reasons. For me, it really comes down to ensuring that we put money into your pocket and not into the pockets of oil companies, because there's no guarantee that if we were to cut the gas tax, the oil companies are going to pass all those savings on to Californians. So we think a direct rebate is the best way to ensure the money goes to you.
So tell me about the rebates. So of course there have been rebates in the past, and some have been received by inmates, which we know they don't have a car and they're not driving anywhere and they're certainly not getting gas. Or what about the people who don't have a car? How are you going to monitor where that money goes?
Well, and there are, I'll tell you, there's a couple of different proposals that are on the table right now. The proposal that we put forward would provide a $400 rebate to all California taxpayers, as well as to individuals on disability and receiving Social Security income. The governor has an alternative proposal that would be based on vehicle ownership. In my mind, if we're having a fight about the best way to get money to Californians, that's a good conversation to be having. Mm-hmm. But we also know we've got to hammer out the details and take action quickly.
Well, right. I mean, we're still paying these $6, there was a little bit of a reprieve, but I don't know how long that's going to last because they tapped into the reserves, but I don't know how much more we can take, especially when most of us are driving to work here in California. It's crazy. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for that information, and we appreciate it in terms of, what we're looking at for gas, because we don't want to pay those prices anymore. All right, you've got a beach cleanup coming up this weekend.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So everyone is invited to join us. We've got a beach cleanup tomorrow beginning at 10 a.m. We'll be at Huntington Beach State Park. Okay. And we also have our Woman of the Year event coming up in a couple of weeks. Okay. And we are inviting everyone in the community to view our live stream. We're honoring one woman from each of the 6 cities in the 74th Assembly District that I represent, including a really incredible woman from Laguna Woods. So those announcements are actually coming out today.
Wow.
And
wonderful.
We've got just some incredible women that we're really excited to honor.
I love that. That is awesome. Now, in regards to the live stream of the Woman of the Year, how would they go ahead and get that information?
That is on our Facebook page.
Facebook page.
Yes.
Okay.
That will be live streaming on our Facebook page, and of course, then available for viewing after the event.
Oh, okay, excellent. And then, of course, if they wanted to get in touch with you, they can always contact your facility, your office.
That is right. That's right. We're here to help. Our phone number is 251-0074. And you can always find us just Googling Cottie, C-O-T-T-I-E.
Exactly.
Is the easiest way.
You do not need to put your full name in because it's so unique. You're lucky in that respect.
That is true.
Although when you were a child, I'm sure you said your name was Cottie and they went, what? Anyway, very nice to see you again. Thank you for the information.
Good to see you, Lisa.
All right. And as we discussed, you can always find out all of this information if you just type in COTTIE on the internet, and it'll take you right to where you need to be. We'll be right back.